Good morning. We are up bright and early to catch the bus for my first official week of school in Taiwan. Here's a fit check, of course, and we're off to an hour's ride to school. I'm actually heading over to their Da'an campus to see if I can join their master's marketing course because it was the only one that would transfer to Foster. So I grabbed a quick breakfast at Family Mart and then headed over to the MRT to make my way into the city. So I got in, and then admin was like, actually no, because you're an undergrad, even though a registration said it was a combined class. Either way, the class was fun, though I did crash out and cry from registration stress when I got home. But I did get 7-Eleven lunch, and then my auntie took me to a temple to pray for my classes later that week. Yeah, and I didn't film the rest of the day until my uncle and Amma took me to dinner because I was too busy crashing out that I spent like 7K to come to Taiwan to only get one class that would transfer over to Foster because all my other classes were full and there was a lottery system to get in. But dinner was really nice. We went to the riverside area by Bitan Bridge, and the entire bridge was lit up, and there were so many fairy lights in the restaurant area. It was so beautiful.
So cute!
사健康。 对啊。
I got to school really early the next day to familiarize myself with the commerce building and to beg the professor to let me manually add in the class because, surprise, organization behavior is also one of the only transferable classes. I did get in though, and this is my favorite classroom because it has really strong AC. After class, I had another 7-Eleven lunch because I haven't made any friends yet, and I got this porridge, which was actually really yummy. But I did embarrass myself fighting with the microwave. And then I actually skipped my finance class to see if I could get into this operation and supply chain management class since I was first on the wait list for a different finance section with the same professor. And I got in, which was great, but then Foster let me know later that week that it wouldn't transfer. I got out of class already. Class started at like 9:10. It is around 10 something and I already got out. It is modern Taiwanese history and it looks really fun because we have 2 presentations and papers but no midterm or final exams, which is nice. And it's really heavy on participation and discussion, so I'm very excited for that class.
Sí, sí.
I forgot to film, but I did go to my Friday morning finance class and then got Korean food with my friends. I had my first taste of soju. I didn't like it. But my bibimbap was really good. And it was finally the weekend, so I of course went out to dinner with my friends. It just started raining a lot, and I'm waiting at the bus stop. I hope the bus comes soon. It should be here in a minute, hopefully. But my legs are getting really wet. first stop was Power Beef, where they had the best beef dons of my life. However, they only had a traditional Chinese menu and my service was really bad, so ordering was a little bit difficult. Luckily, one of my friends can read traditional Chinese, so we were able to order without too much difficulty once she came. We then headed over to Ningxia Night Market to do some exploring and to find dessert. However, the mochi restaurant we wanted to go to was closed, so we had to pivot. We did, however, see the infamous pet pig. The rain started up again, so we Ubered our way over to Weixiangji Chuntang Mashu. I don't know if I pronounced that right. For this peanut sugar covered Taiwanese mochi over shaved ice. It was so good that we ordered another serving on its own. A few days later, I headed out to meet with my exchange buddy Rebecca for the first time, and the biggest surprise ended up being that I actually met her friend group in my OB class before I even met her. We went to Hazukito Cafe for some light bites and to chat, and if you're watching this, Rebecca, thank you so much for making me feel so welcome. You are the best exchange buddy ever. Later that day, I went over to my auntie's friend's place to have some barbecue and to play with their adorable dogs. Oh my god, they're so cute. A week later, we had the NCCU Club Fair where there were so many different types of clubs from cheer to calligraphy to mixology. It was really different from the RSOs that we have at Foster that tend to be more career-oriented. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend any of the club events because they were all too late into the evening and I lived quite far away. This was definitely one of the bigger regrets from my time abroad. I then got lunch at one of my favorite spots near campus, this Hanan chicken spot where the Hanan Jifan is only 80 NTD, which is just under 3 USD. It is so good. Later that evening, my friends and I went to try Sunway, this really popular sushi spot in Taipei with the largest salmon nigiri of my life. Unfortunately, I wouldn't really recommend it. The seafood didn't taste that fresh, and if you were to go, I would only recommend the salmon fried rice. And that's a wrap on my first few weeks of school here in Taiwan. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.